Zara Tindall, a princess. Rumours are swirling that the famous equestrian could be gearing up for her biggest job yet, a working royal. Although she's Queen Elizabeth II's eldest granddaughter, Zara Tindall has never been a working royal herself. Despite that, some royal experts have hinted that when King Charles III passes and Prince William becomes king, she might just take up a more active role within the firm. Charles's desire for a slimmed-down monarchy has been spoken about for decades at this point, but when his and Princess Catherine's dual cancer diagnoses were announced in early 2024, the cracks in that plan were just too great to ignore.
It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family.
In an appearance on Sky News Australia, commentator Angela Mollard pointed out that it was a problem that there were no younger royals who could help pick up the slack. With that in mind, she mused that it might not be a bad idea for Zara to be brought into the fold. After all, Mollard explained, the relationship between Zara and William has always been a strong one. In addition to the cousins being close, though, there was another reason Mollard believed she would be a great pick. She would be his Princess Anne, as Princess Anne is to the king when he becomes king. It bears mentioning that in July 2024, there were actually murmurs that Charles felt the same way. Insiders told New Idea, there's talk that niece Zara Tindall, 43, who is very close to her uncle, might become more involved in this side of things, and that Charles is keen to support such an interest by bestowing her the title of princess. A bold claim, given his aforementioned enthusiasm for a slimmed-down monarchy, but perhaps his health woes forced him to see things differently. Even if Charles and William are on board with the idea of Zara becoming a working royal, there's a possibility she might not be too keen on the idea herself. After all, in a joint interview with her husband, Mike Tindall, on BBC's Rob Burrows' 7 Meets, Zara revealed that she was pretty happy to have been raised sans royal responsibilities.
From my point of view, I was obviously very lucky that my mother didn't give us any titles.
As for Anne, she's spoken about that decision too. In a 2020 interview with Vanity Fair, she explained that the real reason her children don't have titles is because she wanted them to have normal experiences growing up. She told the publication, "I think it was probably easier for them, and I think most people would argue that there are downsides to having titles, so I think that was probably the right thing to do." Not long after that, Anne shared similar sentiments in an interview with Now to Love. Speaking of her rationale at the time she decided to veto the idea of Prince Peter and Princess Zara, she noted, "I think even then it was easy to see that it was a very mixed blessing to have a title." Another reason Anne's daughter is unlikely to become a working royal? While being a working royal certainly sounds luxe, it would require Zara to give up a big part of how she makes a living today, sponsorships, which are a major no-no for senior and working royals. Having said that, in her interview on Rob Burrows' 7 Meets, Zara did speak to her family's famous work ethic.
My family has a great work ethic as well, which I'm hoping that they instilled in me.
With that in mind, we wouldn't be surprised if she made a point of supporting her cousin when he eventually exceeds the throne, just in a less official capacity. After all, despite being non-working royals, both she and Mike Tindall have made appearances at royal events in the past. So, what will happen to Zara when William becomes king? Time will tell.